to take both blocks and put them underneath, facing the long way. Put them underneath your tailbone here, sitting on them, and kneeling on your knees like this. And you can either have your toes tucked under, ooh, that's a nice foot stretch, or be on the tops of your feet. And then if it's going this way and it's not comfortable, you can turn it long way. It's just depending on your bone structure down there. All right, let's sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale it out. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. And now let's check in with our posture as you continue to take deep breaths in. So inhale, lift the chest, lift the sternum. And exhale, keep the chest lifted as you draw the shoulder blades down the back. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together so they touch. With your next inhale, lengthen up a little bit taller. And as you exhale, draw the belly button in. So everything is very engaged now. Let's take a couple of rounds of our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, really warming up the spine. Inhale through the nose. With lips sealed, exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale, think about sending that breath all the way to the pelvic floor, to the blocks underneath you. And one more. And exhale. And throughout our practice today, think about just allowing all of that stress and weight we carry on our shoulders, whatever it's from, whether it's just from using our cell phone or computer hunching over, or if it's stress of stuff going on in our world that has got us carrying it on our shoulders. And with every breath throughout the practice this morning, think about releasing that and letting it go. And then if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open the eyes. Interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, straighten the arms, reaching the hands down. Take your gaze up. Really puff up the chest here. And then slowly lift your booty up off of the blocks. And then with your hands still behind you, we're going to take a rabbit pose here. But be very, very gentle with your neck here. Maybe just placing your forehead down versus the top of your head. And think about allowing your hands to go a little bit further behind your back. And then release your hands down to the mat. Release your bottom back to the block. Reach your hands out, coming into child's pose here. And bring your hands out wide. Bring your knees out a little bit wide and allow the chest to melt down. Maybe you get to relax the chin down or the forehead. Really breathe into these shoulders here. And then walk the hands back in, lift the chest. Inhale, reach around behind you. Lift the chest up. Take your gaze up. And lifting up off the block. Exhale, fold it forward. And then sitting back on the blocks, reach your arms back out in front of you for child's pose. And then walk the hands back in, lifting up. Go ahead and remove the blocks out of the way. We're going to go ahead and come into downward facing dog. Place the hands down, maybe come through tabletop first. Tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back. And pedal the feet out. And go ahead and find that release. Drawing your shoulder blades down the back, rolling the neck around. Even if you're wiggling around, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Press into the fingertips. Spin the tailbone towards the sky. And then release both heels down towards the mat. Knees are nice and soft. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, soften the neck even more. And let's drop the knees down out wide. Toes touch. Exhale, spin the hips back for child's pose. Inhale, round it forward, coming all the way down to your belly. Reach your right arm out wide and take that left foot up and over behind you. Opening up the right side. Maybe you reach that left arm around, wrap it around behind your back. Just relaxing down on the side of the head, not trying to turn the head at all. And exhale, bring it back through center. And we're going to press back into our child's pose. Inhale, round it through, coming back to your belly. Reach the left arm out nice and wide. And the right foot comes up and behind you. And if you did on the other side, maybe your right hand reaches around behind you. Some uber flexible people can bring their hands to touch. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Breathe into the shoulder. This can be a really, really intense stretch. And exhale, bring it back through center. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose here. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders here. And then lengthen through the crown of the head. So imagine that your spine is at a perfect little slant here. Press into the tops of the feet. Lifting up just slightly, engage the belly button. And then let's take some neck rolls here. Rolling to one side, and then the other, just little half circles here. Not crunching the back of the neck. And then releasing to center, and plant the hands next to your sides, tuck the toes, and let's lift up into our downward facing dog. And breathe here. Roll the neck around. And bend the knees softly, look to the top of your mat and climb your way up. Have whatever many steps it takes. Bring the feet out nice and wide, and let's ragdoll here. And maybe sway the arms down. If you usually grab opposite elbows, maybe release the arms down, roll the neck around. And release the hands towards the mat, heel toe the feet together, toes touch. And leave a space between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. So in your half lift, draw the shoulders back. Maybe it feels funky here. Maybe it kind of doesn't feel great because our shoulders are usually slumped over. Think about lengthening out as far as you can through your head. Exhale, fold it back down, releasing the neck. Bend the knees and slowly roll all the way up to standing. And let's roll the shoulders back one at a time. And I'm going to face you guys for this one, and we usually do this seated. We're going to do it standing. You can bring your feet right underneath your shoulders or your hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. And we're going to bring the fingers to interlace and send the palms towards the sky. And exhale, press it over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, and then bring your hands behind you and open the chest up. Maybe you take your gaze up. And now with your hands still behind your head, let's tilt over to the right. Draw your belly button into your spine so you're not swaying your back. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And release your arms next to your sides. Roll the shoulders back. So let's go through 2 rounds of sun salutation A. And in each cobra or upward facing dog, we're going to take the hands out wide. However, if that doesn't feel good, feel free to take your regular upward facing dog. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, dive it forward, lengthening as you fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step it back into your high plank and pause here for a moment. And lengthen through the crown of the head. So you're going to take your gaze out, forward in front of you. Not necessarily straight down, but out just a little bit. And then drop the knees down. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Feet come wide, come out on fingertips, bend the elbows back, and roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Think about expanding through the collarbones. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale it down. Bring the hands next to you, tuck the toes, and make your way into downward facing dog. And pedal the feet out. Bring the shoulder blades down the back. Release both heels down. Bend the knees, look to the top of your mat, and make your way up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rising up, reaching up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive it forward. Follow your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it back to high plank. Knees up or knees down. Exhale, chaturanga, squeeze the elbows in. And if you'd like to, take full upward facing dog or bring the fingertips out wide. Inhale, lift the chest up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale down. Hands next to you, tuck the toes. And lift back up into downward facing dog. Breathing here. And we're going to roll forward into high plank. And then bring the left knee down into center and kickstand that foot out wide. And we're going to come into a modified side plank. Pausing here. lifting the hips up. Your hips are stacked. Taking your gaze up or down, wherever it feels good, but try to lengthen through the crown of the head. And then from here, maybe we can lift up into a full side plank, stacking the feet in front of each other. So heel toe here. And then if you'd like to, bring that right foot behind you and open up. Maybe that top arm makes some circles. And then coming back through, dropping that left knee back down, reaching out one last time. And exhale, fold it over. Let's come into tabletop here. And knees up or knees down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. And we're going to take that on the other side. So first roll forward into your high plank. Bring the right knee down into the center. Kickstand that foot out. And then lift it up with hips stacked on top of each other. Your arms, your shoulders are stacked as well. Your hips are opening here. And then, of course, you can feel free to stay right here or bring those feet right in front of each other. Heel to toe. Press into those right fingertips to take a little bit of weight off of that wrist. And then if you'd like to, step that left foot back. Open the hips up towards the sky. Dropping the head back. Circling that arm around. And then bring it back through the way we came into it. Dropping that bottom knee down. And roll it back over. Coming into that tabletop. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or outward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's drop down to our elbows, coming into dolphin pose. Now this is often really trying on my shoulders here. Get a really good stretch here. So make sure that you're lifting up out of those shoulders and then drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Kind of a weird feeling, but it kind of locks them in place. The knees are soft, send your tailbone towards the sky. And then drop the knees down together, toes touch. And sit back for child's pose, rounding the back over your thighs. And inhale, lift it up and come down to your belly. We're going to take that chest opener again and maybe go a little bit further this time. Reaching the right arm out and left foot comes up and behind you. Maybe it plants on the ground. And if that foot doesn't come there, of course you can stay right here. Focus on the shoulder, the chest, using those strong ujjayi breaths. Sending your breath to your shoulder. And exhale, come back through center. Let's send it back into child's pose. Just to reset. Inhale it back up and down to your belly. Left hand comes out long and that right foot comes up and behind you. Relaxing the side of your head down. And exhale, roll it back through center. Tuck those toes and lift back up into downward facing dog. Shoulder blades come down the back, roll the neck around. And bend the knees, look to the top of the mat and make your way up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise, reaching up. Bring the hands behind your head, open the elbows, and take your gaze up. The belly button is in towards the spine, so you're lifting from the chest and not necessarily bending at the low back. And now if you have a strap, we're going to take these Garudasana arms here and cow face arms here. And this is what it's going to look like behind you. Now one side might be better than the other, and I'll walk us through it. My other side, this side, I can't touch. I could if I did it every day. So let's come to seated. You can either sit up on a block or just sit down on the ground. All right. So if you want to use your strap, take your right arm up straight to the sky, palm facing forward. This right hand is going to reach around, wrap around, and bend at the elbow so the back of the hand is at your back. And then walk your hand down your strap here. Walk the other one up it until you are like this. And then open up those elbows. Lift the chest up. Maybe take your gaze up. Really feel that stretch. Very, very intense stretch. And then releasing out of that. Release the strap down. And let's take some shoulder rolls. And neck rolls here. I'm going to feel really open at the end of this. All right, other side. Now I definitely have to use my strap on this side. Go ahead and take your left hand up to the sky, holding on to the strap. And then grab the other end of the strap with your right hand, palm facing back. And then bend the top arm at the elbow. And then walk the other hand up your back. So your top hand is facing forward. Your bottom hand has the back of it facing your back or facing forward. And keep walking it down and up the strap. Maybe your hands meet. Not compromising your shoulders. If you feel any sort of pinch, don't go any further. And then inhale, maybe open the elbows more. Maybe you take your gaze up. And then here comes your tea. And exhale, slowly release that strap. Ooh. And roll the shoulders. And roll the neck around. And find a nice, comfortable seated position, sitting up tall. Rest the back of your hands on your thighs, palms are facing up. Today, maybe ask to find help releasing whatever weight you're carrying on your shoulders, wherever it's coming from. Find some way to release even just a touch of that. always take care of our bodies, our posture, our minds, and come to our mat anytime we begin to feel lost, just going through the motions and compromising our body, our shoulders, our neck. And slowly reach both arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing here. Thank you so much for joining me and for allowing me to be your guide on the mat. The light of me honors the light, the love, beauty, joy, peace in each of you. Namaste.